Hello everyone, welcome to Red Rock Chess. If you guys are new here, we are a channel all about chess. Today's video is going to be very informative. We are going to be going over how you can stop blundering when you are playing chess, what to look out for when you guys are playing, no matter the skill level, whether you're 300, 500, 1000, 1500. This is for you. As we play today, we're going to be playing a 10-minute game of chess, and I will be teaching you guys and learning with you guys how to stop blundering your pieces as much. So let's get right into the video. Today is going to be a day where we play a game as the white pieces and kind of explain what our thought process is and how to avoid blundering. The first thing that you guys can do to not blunder as much throughout your games is to take your time to play, enjoy the game, but not rush. As you can see, my opponent has taken about 3 seconds to make their first two moves. When you're opening, it's not as big of a deal, but once you start getting into the game, making sure that you take your time when you are playing is a very crucial thing to do. What I'm going to do to capture the center of the board is push my pawn up, start to create some attacking plays, and also just not let him push this pawn unless he takes it. Something to also look out for when you are playing chess to stop blundering as much is to make sure that you have your opening lines memorized. Whether you're playing the Caro-Kann, the French defense, my suggestion is to learn one in very good detail and stick to it until you have played it enough times. That really does help chess players of all levels learn chess. So what I'm going to be doing right now is I see that he has two attackers right there. What I'm also going to do to develop my bishop is bring my bishop out, pin it to his king right here, and start to look at maybe pushing this pawn right here. I'm also going to be looking at castling here right now. There's a lot of different moves that I have readily available for when I do decide to play them. What I'm going to be doing right now, this is a small blunder, not that big of a blunder, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to capture this piece, and when he does capture back, I will be taking right there with my knight. The reason being is because he moved his bishop into the way of the queen. It prohibits the queen to be defending that piece right there. So what I'm going to be doing is I'll be taking right now, and we will be looking at further opportunities to capture. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to bring my bishop out to the g5 square, kind of to pin this up and get two attackers on the queen. I'm looking to get two attackers on the knight so that I could eventually apply some pressure and attack the queen. Another thing that I'll be potentially doing is I'll be taking right here. This is a rather interesting move. I will have to drop back though so that I can defend at the same time, so that I don't hang my bishop. It's a great move by him to develop his piece right here and start attacking. We did have the knight to drop back, but something that he could look at doing right now is he could look at potentially making a threat like this, where it forks both this bishop right here and my knight, applying some extra pressure since my king is pinned right now. But what I'm going to do to counter that right now is I will be. Ooh, this is a very interesting move. I will take his knight right here just in case he takes mine. Knight back. Then I can just take back with that move right there. If he does decide to take, that is check right there. And I will just have to move out of the way right now, and if he does decide to capture it there, I will not be able to take. And this is also a relatively good move by my opponent right here. So what I'll be doing to counter that is I'll be moving that piece out of the way even further. The opportunities that my opponent has right now is to attack my king. Right now I'm going to be putting my king in line with his moves are limited, so I'm going to bring my rook into the game, start to develop that piece right there. If he does move right there, then I will just be bringing my queen into the game. I'm starting to develop my queen. He is up one pawn at the moment. We do have to be very careful right here with that piece right there. So what I'll be doing is I'll be bringing my queen. But let's take a moment to think about it. We could be bringing our queen right here. That would take all these opportunities away from him. And if he goes right here, then I'll be able to give a check. So let's go for it. Let's make sure that we are putting some good pressure on his king, trying to limit the opportunities that his king has to to move. So he does make that move right there. So what we'll be doing to kind of apply some pressure is we'll give him a check. That also removes that pawn right there. One thing that we'll be doing right now to apply some pressure is maybe giving the king a check. And then what we'll do on the back end is what we can do is there's a couple different options. We can move this knight right here. We could also look at throwing in some moves like this, and if he does take, that's actually what I will be doing right here. I'm going to be pushing his king just in case he thinks it's a free pawn. I will make sure to reinforce that with him knowing that it is a blunder. Hopefully he does take. Right now, this is what's called a tactic. If he does fall for this tactic, then he will be down a queen. As of right now, he is attacking my queen. So what I'll be doing to avoid this is I will be sliding this over one square, putting his king in check, and the motive behind this is to apply some pressure. We're hoping that he blocks it. Obviously, our player is a bit smarter than that, and they won't play that move. Some options that he has is just to move his king out of the way into safety, which is what he does. And so what I'm going to be doing back right now is I'm going to be putting my bishop on the square, delivering check. His options right now are very limited of what he can do. What I will be doing in return is potentially what I can do is I can put his queen in danger. I can take this pawn up here, or I can take that bishop back. Right now we're going to take some time to think about what the best move would be. And after considering all the options, what I personally think is the best move is going to be attacking this pawn right here, just getting one pawn. Now we are one pawn up, and then bringing it back at a future time in the game. Right here, if he does decide to take this, I will be putting my rook into the A file, kind of to deliver a pin against the king, you could say, and that is something that's very useful when you are playing. Make sure to look out for pins. Our opponent does decide to bring his rook into the game. What I'm going to be doing is pinning this bishop to the queen, trying to attack that piece right there. If he does decide to move, then I will be bringing my bishop back right here. So stuff to look out for. He does decide to sacrifice his bishop, which is a very, very, very good move. What I am going to do is I will just take right here, since there is not a lot of things that my opponent can do. And we still have this very deadly pin on this bishop right here. And if this bishop does decide to move, we will be putting his king in grave danger. We do have a time disadvantage on the clock. Something to be very mindful of is to not spend too much time on each move. Right now we have about 4 minutes left, and our opponent does have 6 minutes left on the clock. So make sure to be aware of that as we are going into the rest of the game. We are 24 moves in, so if you guys are enjoying this game, please make sure to subscribe to the channel to watch more content like this. Also, make sure to leave a like if possible, and comment what your favorite chess opening is. That way we can go and explain chess openings that you guys want to potentially learn, or anything that you guys might find beneficial. So at this moment, our opponent does decide that they want to attack our queen, which is totally okay. Some options that we have right now are to move the queen out of the way, also put our opponent in check. Always be on the lookout for good, better, and best moves. Right now, I do see a couple of very, very good moves. The one that looks the best to me will be to take this bishop right here, potentially. And the reason being on that is because we potentially could do that, but I'm finding the better move to actually be this, because it does protect our pawn, still put some pressure on there, and we could look at the future of pushing this pawn up and then bringing this bishop back at a future time once we eventually push this pawn out of the way. And what we do need to be doing here in the future as well is bringing this up right here, so that this bishop right now could easily be pinned, so that's a blunder on our end if he does spot that. So we definitely need to be careful about our positioning with our bishop. So this is anyone's game. We just need to be making sure that we take our time to think about good moves. And also a good notice is, if you guys do enjoy chess merchandise, we do have our shop, Red Rock Shop. Make sure to check out redrockchess.com if you guys do enjoy looking at chess merchandise and potentially thinking about buying some. What I'm going to be doing right here is I will be taking this pawn right here, also to defend my bishop right here. And my next move will be to push this pawn up to attack and potentially take the queen, is what we're looking at doing today. And we have 2 minutes left on the clock. There is no additional time for any of this, so we need to be making sure that we are doing really good on time management. What I'll be doing is I'll be bringing my queen back to check, deliver check on my opponent. So what he does decide to do is he does decide that he wants to block it with his queen. So what I will potentially be doing is taking this piece right here. You'll have to take back with that right there. And so this could be very good for us. What we'll do is we'll take, and then he does decide to take, so we will deliver check to him right now. And once he takes it, we'll take right there. He will be taking back right there. So what we'll be doing is we will move our king into safety. He will most likely be taking this pawn right there, which is not what he decides to do. So what we'll do instead is we'll move our rook into a place that attacks his rook. Great move by our opponent right here. That does leave my rook hanging right there. So what I will be doing is I will be giving him a check, hopefully seeing if he makes a blunder right there. The options for us are limited, and he does deliver checkmate. So a great game. If you guys did enjoy watching this game and learning with me about some things that you guys could potentially avoid in the future, make sure to leave this video a thumbs up, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you guys for watching.